Hello and welcome to another edition of TJ Video Game Reviews. I'm your host, TJ, and today I'm taking a look at a classic motorcycle racing game, Road Rash. I don't have a physical copy of the game, so sorry.
Road Rash is a racing and vehicle combat game developed and published by Electronic Arts and released to the Sega Genesis console in North America on September 1991. It has spanned several sequels and re-releases throughout different platforms.
But today we're looking at where it all started. This is Road Rash.
Careful, TJ. Some of these boys would rather fight than race.
Lucky, what are you doing here?
Quiet. We're going with code names. Call me Deep Throat.
Look, this is a family-friendly channel.
Fine, call me the General. Road Rash starts out with a couple of courses to choose from, a chance to name your racer, enter a password, and cycle between 1 and 2 players. Once you're on the actual course, your guy is read while everyone else is a different carter to let you tell your guy apart from the rest of the racers. Right away, the game looks great and the music complements the game's visuals rather well. For 16 bits, this is pretty cool looking and still holds up even today. You have to turn to avoid obstacles like cars rather quickly though, and you can fight with other racers, mainly punching them out of your way or taking their weapon to use against them. Yeah, take it! Everyone pretty much has a health or stamina meter. Your racer, the bike, and the other racers. There are a couple of things that can happen to keep you from finishing a race, like getting caught by the police since what you're doing is technically illegal, or wrecking your bike. If you do finish the race, you get some money depending on where you finish at, but you have to finish at least in 4th place in each stage to promote to the next level of the game. The game mainly takes place in California. Seems like I've been visiting that state in video games a lot lately, with different locations like the Grass Valley or the Sonata, Nevada. Each stage looks different enough despite the hardware limitations at the time, and the race can go pretty fast. Sometimes too fast. You really want to stay on the road and avoid crashing into anything, as every time you fall off your bike, you risk not being able to finish the race. And you don't want to be that kid that never finishes a race, do you? I'd like to become a racer, but with stock cars, not motorcycles. Boom, boom.
Well, that's better than racing and then come and shaft it.
This feels like frickin' Fast and Furious, but with motorcycles. You're breaking the law, racing in the middle of the streets where police bikes and incoming traffic can mess you up, and you're beating each other with different weapons or just your manly fist to get to the next spot in the race. Whatever happened to sportsmanship? It went the way of the dinosaur, TJ.
But what about the milkman, the paperboy, and evening TV?
Don't you do it, TJ.
You miss your old familiar friends hanging just around the bend.
No, singing. The downside of Road Rash is that there isn't much to say about it. So you get to the next level and buy a new bike, the colors of your guy and the other racers changes. Of course, it's limited by the hardware at the time, so I can't be too hard on it. But much like Monster Rancher, Road Rash gets repetitive rather quickly. I personally like how the guy lets his hands off the bike to celebrate when he finishes a race. Isn't that dangerous? You're just begging to fall off your bike to your death. You have to live in the moment, TJ.
Key word being live.
I wish I could show you the 2-player mode, but as it stands, I have no way of doing that. But from what I read, it's basically just you and the second player racing against each other instead of against a bunch of other racers at the same time. It would probably be more fun to play this with another racer, but as it stands, racing against a computer isn't too shabby. I didn't do too poorly on the first stage. I managed to get to first place in my very first try, but I didn't have as much luck in the other stages. It doesn't help that you have only so much time upon seeing a car coming and being able to avoid it, and those corners are really sharp. It's hard just to stay on the road. Since this is primarily a racing game, there isn't a story attached to it. That shouldn't come as a surprise to anyone watching this video, but that probably wouldn't stop a movie company from making a film about it. I mean, they made a movie about Need for Speed after all. Even when you get hit by a car and fall off your bike, the following animation is kind of fun to watch. Granted, it sucks getting hit because you get further back in the line, but at the same time, when racing, you're almost expected to crash and burn at some point. I think some people even watch the wait just to see that happen. The sickles? Hey, TJ, I need a sponsor for my racing career. Should I go with Sprite or Pepsi?
Pepsi. Always Pepsi.
But I like Sprite.
Then why did you ask me which to go with?
You're supposed to confirm what I already know, TJ. Overall, Road Rash is a fun racing game with a good fighting mechanic and plenty of variety in the different courses despite the hardware limitations at the time. It makes for a great exclusive on the Genesis and may even be one of the reasons I have a Sega Genesis to this day. Nothing more to say, but get it.
That's it for this edition of TJ Reviews. As always, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, share, and I'll see you next time.